Good thing I looked at the chat. I'm just now starting this back up, but I just got done doing 10-minute when I deleted because it was saying that it was on mute. Well, I'm gonna have to get something to drink after all that talking, and then I was on mute. I'm like, oh man. Well, maybe that's a good thing or bad thing. Half. I made some duck eggs for breakfast. Can you hear me? I was just informed that I had technical difficulties. That I was on mute. So I'm like, it's a good thing to check that immediately. That way I don't waste too much time and I can restart it. I end up copying and pasting the title and the description details. That way I just gotta paste it again if it is muted and I gotta start over. Oh, we ain't gotta write all that stuff again. Give me a like if you can hear me. No, but if you can hear me just right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Get some stretching in anyway. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Chat. Nobody's in the chat yet, probably. Uh-oh, I'm 2 minutes, 45 seconds deep. I need a sound check. I don't want to waste all my energy talking in this mute, because that's what just happened. I think I talked for 10, 15 minutes, and I see a bunch of messages from, I think Haley it was, telling me I'm on mute. So I'm trying to ask her now, am I on mute? Whoever's there. Marco! Sound check. Let me know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Area. Vente. Can you hear me now? Come on, viewer. Just you can like, give me a like. That'll mean you hear me. Sound check. Double tap if you can hear me. Area, what do you see? Let me know you see the... I know, it's good girl. I know, you was Pepe. Come on, sound check. Can somebody hear me? It's like I'm the fish in the screen knocking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Audio's good. Okay. Because I'm just saying, I just did like a 10-minute thing and I had a bunch of messages saying I was on mute. So I'm, uh-oh. That's the first thing I'm doing every video. Sound check. It's YouTube's fault. They got all that money. They can't build another building, expand their audit, whatever connection. They done hired all their own people. And they got, you know they ain't got the best people working up in there. They got some people just taking advantage, not really doing what they're supposed to. Going through just blocking people. Whew. But yeah, no, we're gonna do some more burnouts again. I'm gonna up my set from 110 burnouts to 160. I'm gonna do 150. My goal is to do 200 reps of 200 each. And yeah, that's it. So we're gonna do that. Yeah, I finished my job yesterday. I had to do the 8-foot tall ceiling, curved wood theme, archways. So these are 8-foot tall arches with very tall ceiling. Normally they're 6 foot. It's the same house the day before yesterday. I had to put the oven, a double oven, which the oven's like hundreds of pounds. It's as tall as me, but it's 2 ovens. So I had to cut a hole in the cabinet, then pick the oven up, get it up in there without breaking my back. That's why we're here doing fitness and calisthenics, because I don't want to have to, what do you call it? I can't get workers' comp because I work alone, you know. So I'm trying to stay in shape, eat healthy, just drink water, no sodas, no enriched grain, no corn syrup, no natural flavoring, which are chemical flavorings. If something is natural, you shouldn't have to add natural flavor into it, which isn't natural at all. It's a trick. Hit that like for Mike. Oh yeah, thanks Ricky. Yeah, tap tap. Somebody make a song called Tap It Up. Instead of stacks on deck, got taps on deck. Taps on deck. Subscribes on ice or whatever. You can comment and leave a like. Paul White. Oh, I thought I said Paul Wall. I was like, what's up, Mike Jones? So Paul Wall. It's Paul Wall mixed with Walter White. Yeah, Paul White. Oh, I just realized that because I make him believe shirt. You gotta make him believe, make with Mike, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely a good job yesterday. I was just talking about, it's funny because I'm reading today, don't mean to offend anyone, but America's biggest religion is 90% Christian. It's also the world's biggest religion, leading by 1 billion for several years. More than several. So we have close to 3 billion, 2.7, and that's reported. We're actually the most underreported. Because in countries where it's banned and stuff, they're not going to tell you how many believers are there. And it's a shame that you can murder people if they believe something and it still outdoes yours. So it just shows you faith over fear. But anyway, today I'm reading about Babylon, you know, where God gives Jeremiah the message that Nebuchadnezzar and Zebediah, the king over there, so he sends someone to kidnap them. So I'm like, uh-oh. It seems the same thing I'm reading today. But remember, he destroys Babylon. And yeah, I was like, that's perfect time. And I'm reading this, the president's kidnapped, and I'm reading the bar about this, someone king being kidnapped. And God only interferes with free will when babies are dying, like they were sacrificing babies unto Baal that were born. And God's like, wait a minute, you guys using the free will over there. I'm gonna have to come down and take it back from you. Which we all need to do. That's how I quit vaping 3 months ago. I prayed, God, I give you my will for vaping. I don't want it back. This is more than temporary motivation. I've over a 10-year habit. Boom, it's been gone for months. 3 months now? A little over 3 months. I was on the other workout channel messaging about how I quit. And I was excited telling people within the first 2 hours. They were like, you sure you're going to quit? You're not going to want to go to the store and buy another vapor like before? I'm like, no, this is different. I can tell you. I felt it before. So I knew what it was when it hit me. But when you come to him with sincerity and true, genuine faith is believing without proof. So don't go hunting for proof. If you're doing that, your faith isn't genuine in the first place. You will gain proof from the miracles, the prayers, answers, the testimony, the signs that are a constant thing, to where it's impossible to say that it's a coincidence after so many. So, you know, if you go by science or math, you keep repeating something, you know. But I know some people might get mad about, like, I have a lot of, you know, there's certain beliefs that are, I mean, yeah, never mind. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to do some stretches because I believe in stretching your muscle long ways. Don't cramp it up to where you're a bodybuilder getting big and can't bend over and pick up a pencil because it's so tight. So you want to stretch in between every set that you do. So stretching helps lengthen the muscle um, as well as make sure you're not hurting when you're working out, and better mobility. So yesterday then the day before, I did the 2 stretches up against the wall, the cow stretches, the stretches here, your thigh legs. And it's something you feel as soon as you get into the position to do it. It'll feel like this muscle is pulling both ways. It'll feel like that. And remember, when you get in that pain, that's what you're there for. If you don't find that, then you're not, stretching it right. Or if you do it over time, it'll quit hurting. It'll feel more natural and not hurting anymore, because then you're activated and you're using it. Your mind is energetic and wants to do a lot of things and plan stuff. But if you don't have your body in sync with your mind, you can't just jump out of bed and get an idea. You got to wake up and stretch and eat breakfast, whatever. Don't have to eat breakfast, you got to stretch, and you got to wake up and get a minute to get your body and your mind on the same in sync. Body, mind, and soul. But yep, I just did a long live and found out I was on mute. That's fine. I gotta do a mic check. I have the Z Fold 7 phone, so I'm able to fold it and stand my phone up like a tripod. So it unfolds into, I think, an 8-inch tablet or 8-inch. I'm not sure. But then it folds into like a slim, ultra or whatever. But I got the 1 terabyte Z Fold 7 global unlocked version. That way I can use any SIM card. I do not want to use the eSIM, because I've heard they can be compromised if they're US companies, because someone can sell your data if they have your eSIM. So then they can access your device and swap SIMs. They can, yeah. So it's better. I think it's better to have the physical SIM still until that's figured out, because of how sophisticated scams are getting these days. Especially with the Minnesota thing, that's crazy. And then I don't like seeing people in trouble. I don't wish that, but I guess if it's due, it's due. But I'm glad that's not my job. But it sucks seeing that Tim Waltz guy out there bragging, we're going to bring more Somalians in because they're attacking. I'm going to bring more in. The next day, I'm resigning because of the YouTube investigation. I forgot he was attacking the Nick Shirley guy, which I don't have an opinion on it. I don't know. But it looks like, from what I saw, it looked like those places were closed, and there's so many of those businesses and billions of dollars. And I don't know if you've seen a thing about the Ilhan Omar, but we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. I don't really have an opinion on it. I'm just observing current events. People are like, oh, you can't talk political. Well, it's a current event that's happened today. I'm going to talk about it. If I feel like it, If not, okay. Or if it offends somebody, hey, let me know. If it's a serious offense and not a troll, then yeah, I'll switch. But double tap. Oh yeah, what time was that? 9:17. What time is it now? 9:24. Thanks, Ricky. What up? Well, how many workouts? Wait a minute. My chat won't stay up. I had to keep tapping it. What's up? Audio's good. Thanks, Andrew. Stephanie Davis, what's up? But I did a good job yesterday, though. I had fun with that one. I got to go back. I took today off because I have some other stuff, and I had to get a little more materials for this job. I was using. I'll show you. I had my miter saw. You'll see it's not here because I took it to work yesterday. I just have my table saw there, and a blower, and my pin nail gun and multi-tools in here. I keep it labeled, organize all the nails together. But I like to use the pin nails, which are like sewing needles, because they're invisible and you don't have to go back and feel the hole when you're doing crown molding. But yesterday I did a lot of chair rail, which is the trim that sticks, so you can put your hand and grab a hold of if you need to. For senior citizens, like it in their bathrooms and dining room area. Some people like it for aesthetics and look. I did it in doctors' offices, because patients. It also keeps the chair rail, because it's the chair height. It keeps the chair from scuffing up the wall, leaving those black scuff marks. So the chair rail is good for that. And you can get different styles: flat, profiled, layered, different shadow lines and curves, copings, curves. But I ended up using the majority of these. This is a 15 gauge 34 degree finish nail gun. I say finish nail is 15 gauge and brad nail is 18 gauge. And then you have 16 gauge too, which are both considered types of finish nails. And then you have pin nails, which are my personal favorite, which are 23 gauge. Framing nails, 3 to 3.5. I have both. I have a 24 and a 30 degree, the Milwaukee and Flex framing guns. And I use the pass load and the DeWalt framing nails, the collated strips. And those are about 10 gauge nails. You can get them in 10, 12 gauge. But thanks for the like. Hey, I'm happy for a like. I got 4 viewers. Make them Mike, make them believe, make with Mike, you know. Gotta have Nike believes. But no, the shirt was already like this when I got it. And I had this before I made the channel name. I just realized this today. But yeah. Okay, gonna do the workout. Alright. Done stretching. I think ground view is good for workout. That's okay. Just got to move the phone and stand it up. It's a portable tripod wherever you put the phone. Alright, is that good? Good enough. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stretch a little more. I'm doing those leg stretches again. Remember, you gotta put your knee and you gotta put your whole shin and your foot and your knee all against the wall flat. Eddie, come here. Oh, she's stretching too. Okay. You stretching too? Okay, you stretch there. I'll stretch here. No licky lickies. Espera, ping ping. Você fome? E não comida. Muito bom. Por favor, por beijo. Outro beijos. Beijo olhos, beijo nariz. Okay, let me stretch. Eddie, you're blocking the view. Come here. I gotta show the... Come on. That's okay. But anyway, I got my other leg, or whatever. Stretching before working out is key to not hurting yourself. Gives you more relaxation and patience over time. You can also gain growth if you do like 1 hour long stretches, different kinds throughout the year for about six months to a year. You can gain an inch or more growth supposedly. There's a book called it's a professional book on stretches. Okay, so the knee, the shin against the wall, and you'll feel a tight pull here. It's a really good way to stretch these. Yeah, I just breathe through the pain and kind of count my breaths rather than counting. Or after a while, you just quit counting and you're just trying to relax, but yeah. Oh, and it helps with mobility. Your hips will feel better when you walk. You'll have a better walk. It also helps with golfer's neck. And the more you can not lean forward, and I kind of put my forearm here and push back to get my spine straight with it. Whoo, stretches more. But to start off, you can start off like that and slowly, each day you do it, go back more. That's good for me. But yeah, it feels really good. Especially bike riding Mike. You do those stretches, it's really good for those. You just got to take your knee, remember, put it like that against the wall flat so your shin's actually against the drywall or whatever wall. And then you got to kind of, it's hard, but you got to get that knee up like that, make that 90 degree. And then kind of push off with your elbow. Be careful, it's hard to balance. And then try to push your spine straight as you can and hold. And you're going to feel a very tight stretch here. Whew. Yeah. It still feels tight every time I do it, but Eddie. Você não é chato. Você é bom. Isso tá, Pepe. Qué lindo cachorros. That's how you say dog, cachorro. Muito bom, cachorros. Andar breve. Andar breve, Pimpim. Passeia breve. E xixi. Xixi passeia breve. Muito bom para xixi passear na nossa casa. Muito anos. Okay. Alright, done stretching. Thanks for the likes. Consider subscribing. I go live a lot. Alright, here we go. Burnouts. We've already done our 2 weeks burnouts. Okay. So I'm going to try to up the rep a little, or I might just do the same. We'll see how I feel when I get to 100. Ready? And... $30. 40. 60. 70. 80. 90. 'I breathe slow here. Breathe in through the nose as I go up. I breathe out through the mouth as I go down. Whew. Okay. I know I did more. It was like 120, 130 something total, but yeah. Whew, so that's yes. It doesn't burn as bad, but yeah, it still always burns in the same place at least at minimal or more. I had a long 2 days at work too. That's pretty much on a ladder and having tool belts and stuff hanging off everywhere. The suspenders helped somewhat, but yesterday I couldn't wear the suspenders because the pants I had didn't have loops. Everything was clip-on. Whew, there we go. All right, and I believe in stretching when you're done doing your set too, and before. It's total good. And then do a set of squats always at the end. It just helps with that. Whatever you're working on the upper body, throwing a set of squats and help release that chemical fluid that's natural in the body that promotes upper body muscle growth and full body. And you only can get that from doing squats. The natural HGH that humans produce, as well as the aphrodisiacs and stuff like that, are not just for stamina but also for helps with muscle growth. And alright, I'm gonna do one set of diamonds. Just 10. Remember, when I do diamonds, you make sure they're touching. That's it. And make sure your head is up. Don't bob your head down and look like a bobblehead. Most people, if your head's bobbing down, it's relaxed. There's no way to, you don't want to tense up like that either. So it's better just to look up, and because to look up, you're having to use your muscle to hold your neck up, and it's contracting around. The same as when you tighten your core when doing push-ups, which I recommend. I know it seems like added or it might slow you down, but so what? You'll get better and learn how to have a form. It keeps your form straight and protects your spine. That's why you want to tighten around, your muscles right around that area. Because tightening your core is going to help protect your spine, as well as make sure your back, your butt, your legs, and your head are all as straight as possible. But the thing about keeping your head up is being alert, and and it actually does protect your cerebral spine, the part that goes into the brain, because you're activating the muscles around it, and your head's not bobbing at all. You're actually, and you're focused and alert, and it looks professional. I can't tell you, 100 times better. When I see somebody go to train me doing push-ups and I see their head bobbing on the ground, I just imagine military school, military period, calisthenic trainers, whether it's whatever it is, NFL, whatever. The Columbine. When you see trainer, you lift that head up. You don't want the head bobbing. Most people that I see that say something, it's usually like a rebuttal because, and I get it, there's innocence there, of feeling offended because they realize they've done it that whole way, or maybe they're also teaching others. Lift that head up. Don't take offense to it. That's all. It's not the critique, it's just the share, what I learned. And I've done both, and I can tell you it's a lot better than, and you don't hit your nose on the ground. If you're bobbing your head, your nose is going to hit the ground before your chest. So you're actually losing a few millimeters of rep, Oh, I just now saw the light looks red and orange on there. But in real person, it looks orange, or like gold. How much do you really value the truth in life? Would you follow the truth? What? Are you willing to that? Oh, thank you. I'm gonna call you Emil. I don't know if it's Emilu or Emilu. Thanks for the double tap. Somebody needs to make a song. Come on, you got all these creativity people. How come I ain't seen the video? Talking about like, subscribe, share, and hype, and then they say their channel name, and that way if the song gets famous, everyone who hears it for generations to come will look up that channel and probably subscribe. Make with Mike, like, share, subscribe, tap it up, comment and hype. Man, somebody, I'm sorry, Mr. Beast ain't made a song yet. I don't know if they're allowed to or what. Telling people to go to their channel, like and subscribe and share. And put down, don't be tapping the triggers, to start double tapping the screen. And instead of a drum roll for the beginning of the song, they'll have a screen, somebody doing it on the screen. It's like every 2 taps is a like, Can I get a drum roll on the screen, please? This free game I'm giving somebody out there, make a video, use AI, whatever. On a like, subscribe, and share song. And then patent those 3 words so no one else can copy it. If they do, it had to be different. But it won't be the best of the original. Just plain like, share, and subscribe. And make that the name of the song, the name of the album, the single that drops, whatever. And, well, you can't put the YouTube symbols or nothing like that. But you can make a different version of the thumbs up and whatever. And the subscribe button, you could just make it a little different. Yeah. That's what AI is for. AI can help make all that stuff. Even consult it to make sure it's legal. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Don't know what it means. Don't know what it means to go to YouTube. And then you can start dropping your top members' names. And then when people find them, I just haven't seen it done yet. That's all. Alright. We're going to do a little slower but wider. Remember, I did nothing but diamonds last week. And now too, I just did some diamonds. But I'm going to do wide. Wide helps spread the chest out more wide. So it's not all just poked out and compressed. You want this to kind of come out as well as your laterals. And as well as your, what's it called? The pectoral, adrenal. It's like the muscle under your pec. It's like a very hard muscle to actually work on. And there's a lot of parts, just like your forearm. There's 20 different muscles in your forearm, Exactly 20 muscles, it's crazy. In the tricep, there's 3 different muscles to the tricep. There's a name for each one. One for each side, and one for the back part. And there's different exercises you could do to work out each part of those. And some will just involve rotation, and instead of doing a full rep, just doing a partial where it stretches the most, which would be for me from here to here. So if we doing like preacher curls like that, but only going part rep, and then doing full reps later. You know, you got to do full reps, partial reps. You got to do a mix of different exercises if you're trying to get more pump and growth. But yeah, so we're gonna do it wide. So don't spread them out wider. They're slower. You gotta make sure you activate your wings, activate your laterals. You won't be able to do as many normally, but especially if you haven't done wide push-ups before. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Remember, the reason you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, I'm going to tell you why. It's called let the good stuff in. Let the bad stuff out. Or the rising sun. Exhale. But the good stuff in is the cool, fresh air coming in through your nose, closer through your brain, going through your lungs. When it gets to your lungs, it heats up and it turns into a lot of CO2. You don't want that CO2 to exhale back out through the nose because it could pass all through your brain, blah, blah, blah. Let the bad stuff out through the mouth. So that's what I was taught, and it made sense. So let the good stuff in, cool air in. As it, you hold it in, exhale out through the mouth. Let the bad stuff out. But that's actually the way you should breathe when you're trying to relax, when you're trying to be calm, or you're just trying to slow your heartbeat. Or if you're panicking, you know, they say lack of oxygen to the brain is one of the most reasons people can't think or panic. You just need to sit down and breathe. There are a lot of people with life sentences because they had a 5-minute temper tantrum they couldn't control. I like to call it a 5-minute stomach ache. And any man, you don't realize it when you're young because you see movies. You think being a man is being aggressive, becoming a gangster, blah, blah, whatever it may be. Or winning a fight, or blah, blah, blah. Trying to be Kimbo Slice or whoever. But anyone can do that. Anyone can snap and lose control. I think that's stupid, the most weakest thing I ever seen. So people laugh, like if you're challenged to a fight and you turn down, because to them that's weak. But to me, it's so weak that they let their emotions control them that much that they'd risk putting themselves in prison over someone looking at them the wrong way, or saying a word, or taking something the wrong way, even though it was meant another way. Or however, you shouldn't let another man's words control the outcome of your day. If you do, you've let that person win, for one, because they were expecting that response, and you gave them what they expected, so they win. They serve. Right, Edgy? Right, boom boom spicy? Yeah, boom boomzinho. Boom boom is butt in Portuguese. B-O-O-M, B-O-O-M, it would be pronounced boom boom. And then zinho is like cute, so boom boom zinho. And then gusto or gustoso is like delicious. But yeah, doing stretches in between. I gotta get my camera back up. I like the Z Fold 7 phone because it's the tripod. You just leave it open like that. Oh, the chat's going a little bit now. All right. All right, though, but whew, I guess that's it for today. I just wanted to step in. I got work to do tomorrow. You look at my video, the short of my work, you'll see I did a 8-foot tall curved wood archway with the trim going around the door. Like the trim being this part of around the door, the wood that goes around the frame. But this was curved. So I just had and it was 8 foot tall. But yeah, I had to finish that because the owner started it and I just had to finish it, that was all. But it was a very tight fit, and I had to, without cutting or having to alter the piece, I didn't want to do that. I made it get in there. And I used all, like 100 23 gauge pin nails. I'm gonna show you what pin nails are real quick. When you organize, you can grab everything very fast. Even though this was it. There it is. But these are pin nails. This is one of the brands I like. I like their packaging and their labeling on the nails too. But yeah, these are 1.5 inch, 38 millimeters. There's 10,000 in here. You'll see there. That's how many subscribers I need, 10,000. But you see there's 10,000 nails in here. They're headless because they're so small there's no head. So you can't use a regular hammer or you'd bend it. So you need a pin nail gun. And this is what a 10,000 pin nails look like, so small. So literally I can do a whole building with these. But the arrows come in it so you know which way to face it because it's so small it's hard to see which way they're beveled. Because they're beveled in one way to go in. And so you don't put them around backwards on accident. And shoot the blunt end in because it will, but it won't look right. But yeah. But this is 100 pin nails, and this is only like 2 inches. That's 100 nails. So I could fit, this one rack will fit inside. I could fit about 1 1/10 of one of these. If I just do one of these at a time, it's 100. So. And the arrow, there's also a brand called Arrow that does this too. But they got the arrows directing which way to put them inside of your, I'll show you how. Hold on. They're inside my suitcase. Hold on. And I use the blower too. But I know it's ADHD. I'm working out. I'm talking about tools and all kind of stuff. But see, I already got some in there. I got about 50 left, and that's 100 there, and that's a 10,000 box. That little tiny box is 10,000 nails. They're pretty pricey, but they're worth it though, and they last you a while, or at least for the whole job, or more. But yeah, 10,000 of these, I can do a lot of work with this. And this is my case that I put my multi-tool and my pin nail gun in. And they have cutouts to fit in perfectly, as well as the nails and the attachments and the blades for the multi-tool. Because you can sand, you can cut, you can do a lot of stuff with the multi-tool. But yeah, that's how you put the pin nails in. They just go, you just drop them in there and slide them over. Make sure it's, and then push this in. You'll see there, 23 gauge. And you put the battery, what kind of battery is this? 2.5 hour. I like the 2.0 better because they're smaller and they're a higher output because they're stacked lithium. I'm gonna do this once, only because it's gonna be invisible and it won't hurt nothing. But let's get a little light. But this is a pin nail. All right, let me find some wood. This is pine. So it's like, you can't even see the hole, barely. You paint over it, it'll be gone. And it's very flush. Yeah, it's flush. But that's it. But that's it. This thing works very good. It has good holding power. When you shoot it in, you don't go straight. You go in diagonal, and then you move down, and you go the other diagonal. That way you're locking in like horns going other ways, making a V with the nails. So when you go to pull it out, it'll resist. So it'll have more holding power. Then if you were just to go straight in, you can pull it out like way easy. So it is hard to get because a lady changed her mind a few times. She was like, "Can you take this back off?" I was like, yeah, but it's going to be hard, and it was. Oh, I had to get the hammer, the pry bar, the wedge, the flat bar, the putty knife, and I got it back off, but I don't like doing that with hardwood because you scratch the wood, but luckily she had a touch-up pin, so I could touch up any little nicks. So I spent time doing that, and I got the cabinet pieces on, a bunch of trim, a bunch of chair rail. But thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm going to be out of here because it's going to be long to process. But that was the burnouts we did today. I stretched, I did these. Stretching's important. Hold it 10, 20, 30 seconds minimum. If you can sit there and be patient and do it longer, like 5 minutes per stretch, you'll feel more relaxed throughout the day. You won't have pain. You won't toss and turn as much. Maybe not at all. You'll relieve tendon and joint, nerve, all kind of pressure buildup just from stretching. Let's get some dumbbells in. Do some more reverse curls. I do gotta work tomorrow. I got stuff to do today too though, but I got more to do tomorrow. Have a challenge to put a light in, a ceiling fan, and these are tall ceilings. Finish the crown molding that someone else started, so I had to figure out what the projection angle, as well as the miter of, there's 5 and 7 inch crown, so there's 2 different kinds of crown I gotta work with. So before I start, I need to measure and make sure everything fits. Finish off the chair rail, a couple of gas, put doorknobs on, like 3 different pocket doors, alter a couple of them, put door trim and framing on, and they're trying to get it. They're trying to, I know they're trying to save money because they had other contractors, I guess. And I'm also trying to price cheaper because I know I can price competitive, especially the services I offer, the comfortability I bring of being the only person there. That was one of this clients told me. They said, oh great, we just wanted one person here where we don't have to have a whole crew worried about our house because they have kids and dogs and cats. And you have a lot of people, that's a lot more chances that one of them's going to leave the door open, let the animal out, blah, blah, blah. But I've had a client had that before. It's had that happen from someone else working there, and then they called me and told me about it. We did a Paul Boost post, and I found the animal and got it reunited. But then it happened like 2 more times with their dog. But not because of me, I was just the one helping locate it. Well, I'm gonna go on my walk now. We're gonna go feed the swans, the squirrels, the ducks, the mallards, the Maccabees, the otters, 3 otters. They're like big cats that walk kind of like raccoons. With big whiskers. They're black ones, solid black. And there's the ravens. There's what's the other ones? The bluebirds, redbirds, the chickadees. The chickadees and the sparrow and the finches. The finches and the chickadees look the same, almost the same size, but one has dots and like a V shape as the chickadee has. One's like a leopard and one's like a zebra kind of. But they're both the same exact size to me. I've caught one before, the small tiny one. I had to rescue him because he got stuck on my table. I was doing the table with epoxy, and I was letting it dry outside, so that's why I don't do epoxy outside anymore, because I don't want animals and squirrels. I have a lot of relation with squirrels. You'll see I have videos of them jumping up on my scooter when I'm passing through because they remember me. They're very easy to get along with. You just have to be patient, let them come up to you and feed them over time. And don't be scared. Don't think they're going to rip your finger off. They're not, as long as you don't act crazy, I guess. But I've had squirrels can live to be 4 to 10 years old from what I've seen. Ducks can live to be 10 years old. The swans that I visit can live to be 40 to 50 years old. So yeah, I like interacting with different creation. I think it's important. And I do recommend subscribing to Opie's channel. He's somebody that believes the same thing. And you wouldn't think so at first glance, but after seeing who he's become and who he is, you can see he has almost 400,000 subscribers. I'm a moderator on one of his channels. He doesn't really let moderators. He only allows, there's certain qualifications you have to meet, and he'll probably message you, but I do recommend going there. His chat is live 24 hours a day. Like, he just leaves his chat there. He was in Nicki Minaj's music video. He was one of the background singers, or not singer. He was in the background standing behind her, like posting up like this. He has a few golds or silver, I'm not sure. I think they're golds. So you see him sitting there mugging like this, and he has a There's like a bunch of leaders of different bands, and he's in one of them. And they're standing behind Nicki Minaj in that video called Senile. So I didn't know that about him when I first met him. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool though. And I was amazed that he had that many followers. And then I learned that he did music, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not a music guy, but then I saw he did a Christ-related song where he holds up a cross and you see Jesus on the cross. He stands, he goes like this, and he turns around and sat in the crowd. It's like, whoa. But I thought that was pretty cool. That's this song he released 9 days ago. But his name is Opie the Animal, O-P-I-E. Yeah, it's always some. I'm not even gonna read. Is this some jit? You can tell when it's a jit. Usually you can tell by the screen name, but then you can tell by the quick comments that pretty much mean nothing. I mean, I have ADHD and I don't take drugs. I guess if that's tweaking, then okay. Okay, so this guy must do meth. I think he's projecting. You can tell when they project, for sure. Tweaking my ass off. Well, to be tweaking, this black part of your eye would have to be really big in the light. So you're wrong. So when you do ecstasy or amphetamine, the black part of your eye, which is that part right there in the middle, is really big to where it takes up half of almost, or not almost the entire eye. So you want to try again? I drink, my refrigerator is full of organic, healthy food, only waters. I quit vaping months ago. That's the only bad thing I've done. I don't drink or do any drugs. But for someone to assume and to force it and to make 10 comments in a row, like he's letting the world know something, but he's really just, you're under the influence of your own thoughts from the people you know that you're comparing me to in your mind mentally. So I forgive you for the innocent wrongness. But yeah. Yeah, I lost part of my tooth working. One tooth. Yeah, I lost part of one tooth working. So what? If you were to be a man, you'd be at work right now. I made $200,000 just in my labor, working by myself. What did you make last year? If you can hold down your job, because it seems like he has an authority issue. I can imagine trying to tell this guy to do something at work. Screaming he don't get paid enough, but has zero skills to get paid. Alright, let me go ahead. We're gonna put Jit in timeout. We're gonna call him Jit for sure for 24 hours. Alright, hot dog. I guess he's a frog because he likes to ribbit and jump. And he likes hot dogs. It must be like a gay thing. So, I guess he's a gay frog. Have fun. It's in your name, bro. It ain't me. And the X must be like X-rated. So it's definitely a hot dog. What do you put? 10 comments in 1 minute? Dang, bro had them tweaker fingers. Anybody seeing that? Let's also remove member. Yeah. Get him up out of there. Alright. But yeah, I have ADHD, and yes, I can talk fast. That's what happens when you're sober and you don't smoke weed all day. You don't go, what's up, man? Did you guys see the new video? You talk, you know, like, that's why I can work and hold it down and handle 40 to 50 grand worth of tools, all that I own myself, and run a whole business by myself, run the client, schedule it, show up on time, go to my Google Maps review. Look at all my 5-star. There's one scammer that I replied to that still hasn't replied, but there's a scammer trying to blackmail me for reviews that I didn't do that to, that left one bad review, but that's the only one I got. The rest are all 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So But having pride is having to prove yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. Because if you do, then the next person will come. You have to do it again and again. So it's better to just let them suffer in their own mind because they really believe whatever they're thinking and they're under the influence of their own delusional thoughts more than reality. And they believe it as fact, just like they believed in Santa when they was 5. You know, they probably would have jumped off the building to prove that Santa was real if you would have told them he was fake. My mommy said he's real. We heard him on the roof. None. High level. No, it's tilted down at a projection. That's why I can have it up like that. It's a 45-degree projection. If it was, most people put it up because you can't see because of the light. You have to have it eye level. It's not going to hurt. Most of the time I'm laying back on the pillow like this or laying down. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with my... I don't watch TV all day long. This thing comes on for 20 minutes in the morning time. That's it. I might watch a little bit of whatever news or whatever, or I can look at my own YouTube channel and edit some stuff on here. But bro, you're worried about the wrong thing. What about your TV? Bro, worry about your life. Improve yourself. Fixing your TV ain't gonna make your life better at all. You must stay home and play video games a lot. That must be important to you. You know what I mean? Someone tell you, why your chest so high? You know what I mean? You gotta work out and get it back level. That's important now. That I can understand. That I'll come up with an answer. But you know, you're right on that. But heck no, you bring my TV down this level. So I can, look at this, I can walk under it. Guess what? I got more square feet. Now if it's right here, I'll be bumping into it. That's the dumbest thing I heard. I'm sorry, but this ain't but an 8-foot ceiling. This ain't a 10-foot ceiling. So to have it sitting up at, yeah, that ain't bad. That's just an opinion, bro. Or you doing what everybody else does. I'm me. That's what Mike does. You can tell it's legit. You can tell bro ain't got nothing going on. People think troll is a profession, that it's a skill now. Well, I'm not the manufacturer. I'm Mike, and this is my home. So that's how I wanted it. That's how it is in all my rooms. That's my personal preference. So why are you worried about my personal preferences, bro? That's a little... I mean, I don't know you like that. All up in my preferences. You gotta laugh at them. That's the kind of energy they give. Ice hockey famous for the punks in Saudi. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. These people are suffering in their own mind that comments like stuff like that. Or I do feel sorry for kids that think trolling is something cool. It's still lameness. It's just ruining their chance of becoming a man. Especially if you... Most people change when they're later in life. Some people grow up early, you know, with a job, 9 to 5. But most people, sad to say, live with their parents for a long time. But, yeah, I work for myself. That's my policy there, bro. That's why I want it. Yep. Oh yeah, you like that? I'm here. I'm in the kitchen. You ain't know that. I can go up, down, left, right, wherever I want. And that's how you should be able to move it. You shouldn't have to loosen those screws. You should be able to take your finger and do that with your finger, not having to use any force. Or if I want to put it flat against the wall, whatever. Or bring it out close 3D, aim it right in front of my couch is right here. But, nah. For me, I think it looks stupid at eye level. I don't care what the manufacturer says. The manufacturer tells you cereal's healthy. Tells you that processed sugar ain't gonna give you no... ain't going to be not healthy for you. Even though processed sugar is concentrated sugar. It is a chemical processed sugar with hydrodium chloride chloride, which is, it has bleach all up in it. But, come on, where the trolls at today? Ain't no more? No, I'm gonna get him out of it. He's just wasting the chat. I don't care if he's good for the algorithm or not. Buy a scammer profile that's with the random letters usually because they keep getting profiles deleted. They probably got so many profiles. They'll be back. So we're gonna remove that one. We're also gonna time out them. Then we're gonna, what else are we gonna do? Hide user on this channel. Oh yeah, we'll do that for sure. Alright. Somebody wanting to know about how many likes. That is the lamest comment anyone can make. So we're gonna go ahead and, you're in timeout for being lame, Trevor. I mean, if you're a lame buddy, you get lame buddy results. Well, we got Hot Dog, Butt Wipe, and Goofy up in here. The 3 trolls. Always laugh at them, guys. I'm gonna be me no matter what. Like, you cannot let someone's troll thoughts influence who you are. Because in generations, they can't even tell you who their great grandfather was. Just a few generations. I mean, shit, nobody remembers crap, like, after a few generations, even a couple. But, yeah, most people become irrelevant while they're still living and old. Like you know what I mean? So, never worry about someone else's opinion. That is what pride, a version of pride is to me. It's caring what people think. The minute you start caring what people think, you do things according to what they would think is okay. Always the same way when I was little, innocently, a lot of kids do. They would be embarrassed about their parents coming to pick them up, or or their mom and dad trying to hold their hand or tell them have a good day. Okay, mom, not in front of the guys. Whatever. But as you get older, you realize that was stupid. Like, you wish you could go back and redo it. But that's all it is. So don't care what anyone thinks at all. At all. The 99% of people that assume wrong anyway. That's why they are where they are in life. Anyone that judges within 10 seconds of meeting somebody has a problem of being wrong, I tell you, very quickly. If I meet for example, just if I were to meet a homeless person outside asking for change, I wouldn't assume whatever, or assume he's an addict, or assume he's crazy. There could be a lot of reasons he's there. And even if, so what, he's human. He's allowed to be imperfect. Maybe his timeline is different, or it doesn't matter the case. That's where he's at in life and I'm where I'm at. There's good and evil all in the world. So you can tell when someone's energy is evil or good. Not if they're in a bad physical state right now or not, but just in general. You can tell that when you're a child. But between friends at school, you can see, like, yeah, this guy has an evil way of, projecting or acting or whatever. You can totally feel that. It's like a discernment, But yeah, this is Make with Mike. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to go feed the animals. Get off your couch. Put the PlayStation in the trash. It's an addictive